executive director over for the Oregon chapter in the Pacific Northwest region of the PGA of America. Going to join us at 8:30. They have a busy calendar here coming up this summer with tournaments. Lots of opportunities in pro-ams as well. It's not just the club pros. Yes, they go out there and they play their tournament, but a lot of times there's a amateur team that plays with them. Sponsor opportunities, all sorts of things going on there. We'll also talk about the PGA Hope program. We had Mitch Lowe out at Glendoveer a couple of weeks ago talking about some of the programs that they do, working with veterans, active military, and veterans, help using golf as a way to help them get reintroduced to civilian lifestyle and finding a way for them to readjust and reset their lives after dealing with life as a soldier. So we'll talk more about those programs, way to get involved there. And then coming up at 8:45, Joshua Jacobs is the CEO of CGX Golf, College Golf Experience, running junior camps all throughout the country that are designed for prospective collegiate players. They bring in local college golf course coaches, and there's going to be one coming up at Pumpkin Ridge on June the 20th. Coaches from Oregon, Oregon State, Washington, Willamette, Seattle U. So obviously the big schools as well as some smaller schools here in the area. That's designed for both the junior players to get some coaching, some clinics, play a little bit out there, as well as parents advising them on how the recruiting experience goes now, specific to collegiate golf. We see so much about basketball and baseball, football, as well as women's sports, soccer and volleyball and softball, and NIL and all of those things. It can be overwhelming for families and parents to understand it, how to navigate it. And so I'm interested to talk to Josh, who was a college golf player himself, and so developed these and running camps all over the country. And so finding out specifically what's going to be happening at Pumpkin Ridge later in June, about a month from now, how to get signed up and what you can hope to expect, and what the change and shift in collegiate sports over the last 5 to 10 years, how it has affected golf. Because the other thing you have to remember about golf is when you are a collegiate player, if you have amateur status and you want to compete in the U.S. amateurs and some of those other events that will allow you possibly entry into some big, the U.S. Open, the Masters, those sorts of things. How does NIL affect your ability to maintain your amateur status, which is very, very specific to golf? So we'll talk to him about how to navigate all of those things. But our man, Will Darkins, is here with us this morning.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. A lot going on in the Darkins world, but unfortunately for us, this is going to be your last show with us on Golf in the Northwest.
Well, for the month, yes.
Well, for the month,
yes.
You have lots coming.
Yes.
You're on the bat phone, quite frankly.
Yes.
Minute to minute. I might have to Al Franken this thing at any point.
Yes. I am taking an emergency trip to Peru.
Oh.
No.
You helping a coup?
No, man, I'm having my second kid.
Oh, look at that.
Second child.
How different.
She tricked me. I thought we were going to have one, and then she tricked me. Now we're having two.
Two you can deal with. It's still a 1-to-1 ratio in the household.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a girl, though. That's a different dynamic.
I was petrified. I just have the one. It's amazing how fast it goes, because Pax was out here yesterday, came to the Hops game, and he's now grown, 24. He's a young man. He's doing his own thing.
So now he meets you eye to eye as an adult. Well, as much as a 24-year-old can.
Well, no, he surpassed. He's 6'2".
Oh,
yeah.
Wait,
I am 6 feet. I'm exactly 6 feet tall. I am 72 inches.
I was gonna say, because you and I are the same height. I think if I've ever stood next to you,
I carry myself quite high.
Okay. Yeah. 2 kids.
Right.
A girl, which
I was terrified of having a girl because I didn't think I'd ever have the capacity to say no. because I know myself.
Oh, I see. Now, I do have a little experience with my nieces who I have that problem with because they like Uncle Will.
Well, of course they do.
Uncle Will's always like,
but at some
that's
point,
fine.
Uncle Will has had enough, and Uncle Will can extricate himself from that.
Yeah.
When you're dad, and
it's a little tough.
You get the batting of the eyebrows or the eyelashes and those sorts of things. I know myself. I was never going to be able to say no.
Yeah, see, now that's how Mom is right now.
That terrified me.
With
like boys,
with
it's like,
son.
What are you doing? Knock that off. Stop that. No. Yeah. That was no big deal.
No,
I love saying no.
My 3-year-old son now gets my wife easy.
Yeah.
And I know when he's doing it. And I think she does.
Yeah.
But he can really lay it on strong. Like, actually, his best move, which I'm pretty impressed he's able to do this at 3, is that he'll know that he might be getting something from somebody. Say, like, his grandma will come over. And he'll just butter her up the minute she gets in. She'll, like, come into the door, and he's like, "Hi, Grandma." And, they're kind of do their thing. And he goes, "Ooh, I like your shoes." And she's like, "Oh, thanks, Sid." And he goes, Yeah. So
now, who did he learn that from?
Are we going to go to Target today?
Well, at least Target's reasonable.
It's true, yeah. Well, that's his capacity. He's 3. He only knows, like, if I get a toy, it's probably coming from Target.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But
he's still a cheap date.
Yeah. But yeah,
now where
he'll
did he
pull
learn
that? I'm just
where did he learn the random compliment from? That's got to be from you.
I think no, because we taught him. When you meet other kids or people, right?
Yeah.
Like try to compliment them about something, because he's just learning how to
interact.
Yeah, interact. I'm like, one good thing is to compliment them, and that word. And he realized that if you compliment somebody, it makes them more willing to just give you stuff.
There you go.
And I think that on his own, he was like, "Oh, just lead off with that."
There we go.
You're good to go.
Alrighty.
Oh, I love your sweater.
There you go.
Great. Hey,
well, are we going to see or hear you back here on the golf show before the summer? Or are you just going?
Well, yeah, I think you will, because June. I'm pretty much off all June, and I think my first show back is calendar up. Like
not 4th of July.
Right.
Coming 4th of July weekend?
Nah, probably the 12th.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
To the whole Darkins family. I hope everything goes smoothly.
Yes.
Hopefully the second time around, things, one, you know what you're dealing with a little better. And 2, everything should hopefully go smoothly. Everybody's happy and healthy.
Yeah, the wife is ready. She's
due
date's next Thursday, but
anytime. Let's go.
Anytime could be it.
Are we just constantly going on walks around the block at this point?
No, that was the first one.
Oh, okay.
And that was really bad. But this one, actually, towards the end, it's been a lot more manageable. And so I think wherever some wood is, I think we're going to make it to due date. We'll see.
Excellent. Well, let's hope so. We wish the best for you and enjoy all that time.
Thank you, sir.
With the new family, and hopefully we'll see you back here in July before we turn it over to Ducks football.
Ugh.
Sorry.
You mean Beavs football, right?
No, it's Ducks football here on 1080 The Fan. Yes, all Saturday games this year, though. No Friday night games. They
really?
That's the rumor that I have heard, because they had 2 Friday games last year, that they will avoid the Friday game this year.
Why? Friday games are great.
Friday games are great. I think they would prefer it to a big nooner. That's our fear this year. They're going to get
the national stage.
They're going to get a big nooner. They had dodged the big nooner last year.
Well, big nooner's fine if you're playing Rutgers.
Well, not for those that are here doing the pre-show for us.
Oh, yeah.
4 hours before the 9 a.m. kick.
Yeah. Well, I've experienced it.
Yeah.
You mean the bustling fan group that loves listening to the Sinner and the Saint?
Of course.
At 5 a.m.
No, it'll be 3 a.m.
Oh, no.
because the Ducks pregame show will start at 5, and then the network starts at 7.
Oh, dude, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get somebody
You
here
and
at
Luke
3
in here
the
at 3
morning.
a.m.?
No.
Absolutely.
If you made us come in here at 3 a.m., I would go rogue
It's not
on
me.
air.
It's Dusty now. That's Dusty.
I would go
Not
rogue because,
me.
right, it's the FCC. They got to get a complaint. It's not like they're actively listening. So who's listening at 3 that I can just start spouting craziness at 3?
People that spout craziness of their own. You'll have an audience.
I doubt it.
Yeah. It's the Art Bell crew.
If we got 10 listeners, I would be blown away.
Oh, well, we got months to worry about that. Congratulations. I hope everything goes very, very smoothly here, and it happens very, very well sooner than later.
Agreed.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Very quickly, let's go inside the ropes.
It's time for an insider's look at the leaderboards, the latest on all tours, plus local golf events and golf news. This is Inside the Ropes, part of Golf in the Northwest.
All right, 4 tours in action today. The Korn Ferry Tour is in Knoxville for the Visit Knoxville Open, playing the Holston Hills Country Club. 71, par 71 on the card, 7,267 yards. And S.H. Kim trying to double up, won last week at the Adventist Health tournament, and is 14 under par, got a 3-shot lead, looking for a second victory. He is number 1 in the points race right now. He was a graduate in 2022 from Korn Ferry, spent a couple of years on the PGA Tour, was unable to keep his card. He's got some temporary status right now, but trying to get his full card, and so everybody is chasing him. But Justin Suh already in round 3 with an 8 under 63. Justin Suh, former PGA Tour player. You're starting to see this more and more. You're going to see it more and more, too, with the reduction in exempt cards going from 125 to 100 this year. So you are going to start to see more and more familiar PGA Tour names on the Korn Ferry Tour. We only hope it will help, one, boost the purses, as more and more players are going to be needing to play this tour to stay, to keep themselves going. And it will only enhance it, but we hope that will, it's just tremendous golf out there. They're just on the verge. They have all of the skills and talents that you see at the PGA Tour level. It's just a matter of the consistency, developing that mental game, course management, putting up scores week in and week out. So we will keep an eye on that. Our man, Alistair Doherty, not in the field this week, so hoping he's right back at it next week. Currently 29th on the points list, and again, only the top 20 will get their tour cards this season. The LPGA Tour, their tune-up before next week's U.S. Open at Erin Hills in Wisconsin is in Mexico. The Mexico Riviera Maya Open at Mayakoba. And LPGA Tour rookie Jenny Bay is your leader, 6 under par. Her rookie year after graduating from the Epson Tour a year ago. Miranda Wang from China at 5 under, tied with Brianna Doe of the United States. Gabby Ruffles in a crew at 4 under with Caroline Masson. And Carlotta Saganda is at 2 under, just a few back as they get ready. Next week it will be their second major of the season. Second major in 2 weeks on the Champions Tour, the Senior PGA Championship at Congressional Country Club in Bethesda, Maryland, one of the venerable historic courses there on the East Coast. 3-way tie for the lead. Vijay Singh at 62 years of age, trying to win for the first time in 3 years on the Senior and the Champions Tour, tied with Australian Cameron Percy and Y.E. Yang of Korea. But of note, a couple of local club pros. So this is one where at the seniors, the club pros also get spots in there. And one of our favorites, Burke Nelson, making the cut at +1. He is just teeing off right now, tied for 31st. We're going to talk to him, I believe, next week, find out about the experience. Of course, Burke there, proud Oregon State Beaver, working with Orange Whip. And so, but yeah, he made the cut at +1, so looking to get a nice payday. And he is seeing if he can put a score together and move up. Jeff Gove also from the Northwest region up there in the Seattle area, longtime PGA professional, but he is consistently qualified for PGA championships and senior PGA championships. He made the cut, +2 right now through 8, +5 for the tournament. So congratulations to them. We'll talk more about the importance of local area club pros playing in these national championship events when we talk to Dominic Marconi coming up in a little bit. So you will have coverage on NBC beginning at noon. Peacock will have it on a stream as well. And if you haven't seen Congressional, they've played majors there, here and there over the years. I believe Rory McIlroy won one by like 472 shots, one of his PGAs there a decade or so ago. The PGA Tour, coming off the PGA Championship, where Scottie Scheffler won his third major, is back in his home state, the Charles Schwab Challenge, playing their venerable Colonial Country Club, historic Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas. Just a par 70, a very different course, an old-style course that is appreciated by some, not so much by others. Scheffler is in the field looking for a third straight win, but struggling, tweaked his back. If you saw that little clip went viral there on a tee shot early in his round 2. Appears to be no worse for wear, but he's 3 under right now through 6, 4 under for the tournament. That's got him tied for 20th, but Ben Griffin and Matty Schmid of Germany tied for the lead at 11 under. Ben Griffin got his first PGA Tour victory earlier this year, the team event in New Orleans, the Zurich Classic, along with Andrew Novak, who both got their first victory. So Ben Griffin trying to string some play together. He had a 7 under 63 in round 2. They will tee off at 9:55 this morning. John Pak, the rookie, at 9 under is 2 back. Chris Gotterup, another rookie, at 8 under par. Akshay Bhatia tied with Ryo Hisatsune of Japan at 7 under par. Tommy Fleetwood in the mix at 6 under. So it's not a signature event. That will be next week. They will play Jack's Place up in Dublin, Ohio for the Memorial as they start to gear up for the U.S. Open at Oakmont in a few weeks. But can Scottie Scheffler make it 3 in a row? Can he get hot, get in on moving day, as he is starting to put together a career where he is on lists, and the lists are very short and have names like Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. I'll talk a little bit more about that coming up, as well as the fact the LPGA finally has a commissioner who went on the record, talked about the tenets of his principles of leading the LPGA. He won't officially take over until July 15th, but he's already in there starting to make plans at the LPGA. Its 75th anniversary season seems to be at some crossroads, was losing some traction that they had just a few years ago. Could have seized maybe a little bit more real estate in terms of visibility, in terms of publicity, with some of the stars that they had, a lot of great American names as well here in the United States, and it seemed to go backwards just a little bit. Can this new commissioner come in and try to get them going back in that hot direction they were headed just a few years ago? We'll talk about that as well. Dominic Marconi coming up at the bottom of the hour from the Oregon chapter of the PGA of America. And then Joshua Jacobs with the College Golf Experience. He's bringing a camp here for prospective collegiate golfers to Pumpkin Ridge. We'll talk about what's going on there and his organization as well at 8:45. Glad you are along with us here on this holiday weekend. It's Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Time is ticking away. Don't let another minute pass.
This is Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
8:22 here this morning. Golf in the Northwest. Jason Swigard with you. Center and Saint following us right now. Ducks baseball over on 910 ESPN Portland as they are in pool play. They got washed out last night after a 3.5-hour rain delay. They decided finally to postpone it. Right now, they are trailing Nebraska 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth. They need a win to advance to the semifinals. If they do, they'll play Penn State later this afternoon at 2:45 over there. If not, they will hope that they've done enough to earn a regional, and we'll wait. Monday morning, they will announce the NCAA baseball tournament field. Oregon State, obviously not in a conference, playing an independent schedule, but their RPI certainly high enough. They expect to host a regional as well. I saw some projections where they would be the 8th and 9th seeds and possibly, if they win their regionals, play in a super regional for a trip to Omaha, which would be outstanding.
Let's go.
So
Love it.
there you go. College baseball going on this weekend, but a lot of golf. We mentioned Scotty Scheffler looking for a third consecutive victory this week at the Charles Schwab Challenge. Got off to a slow start, as you can imagine, after winning his third major of his career. But wanting to play in this hometown event, playing 3 straight weeks. He's going to play next week, too, in the signature event. So then he'll take a week off before the U.S. Open. It's a lot to ask of somebody, even though he's only 28. But you start looking at what he's doing, and he ran away with it. He was tied with Rahm 9 under as he made the turn. Rahm went south. Bogeys hit it in the water on 16, doubled there. But Scotty then, as he had been, his ability to score when he wasn't hitting it straight, round 2, I think he only hit six of 14 fairways, something like that. But he was still able to score and put up red numbers. That ability then led him, when he had it all dialed in on round 3 on Saturday and able to go low, pulled away. And again, when he needs to hit a drive and he can just hit that little baby cut draw that he can carry 300 some odd yards, it's amazing when he's got to put it in the fairway, and he does that, and he pipes drives, and it leaves him with short irons or wedges. He's the most accurate iron player right now on tour, and he can start blowing away the field. But it's his 15th PGA Tour victory, his third major since 1940, so since World War II, essentially. It's the third shortest span between his first and 15th PGA Tour wins, on a list with Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. They both did it within 3 years and less than 100 days. So Tiger did it 60 days earlier, Jack 40 to 50 days earlier. As far as winning consecutive PGA Tour starts by 5 or more strokes, it's him and Tiger in the last 40 years. Tiger did it twice. Scotty did it there. And it's just, you start to see more and more lists where it's him, Jack, Tiger, Seve Ballesteros, and you start to wonder. He's got the second longest streak of making cuts. Actually, Xander Schauffele right now is the only one that's got more than he does. He's around, I think this was 55, 56, somewhere in there. He is world number 1 again, and so consecutive weeks. He's still got a ways to go to get to Tiger, but he's starting to show that when his game is on, when he has his A game, it seems to be a level above everybody else on the tour. And when the putter is hot, and he's figured that out, and that's been the one piece of the puzzle that keeps him in contention with Fields. But when he's got the putter dialed in, he can run away from Fields in a way that nobody else really can at times. Every once in a while somebody does. Rory's able to demonstrate that, but he hasn't been able to do it because he hasn't consistently been able to keep it in the fairway enough times. And so we will see, but I'm starting to wonder if he could, at age 28, he's got 3 majors, certainly capable of winning a major at any time if he's healthy and all dialed in. Will he start to go on a run where he wins 1 or 2 for every year for the next 5 or 6 years if he keeps himself in shape?
Feels like we've had this conversation quite a few
We
times
have.
with certain guys, and it feels
His
like,
ability to
yeah.
be consistent so far in the last 3 or 4 years, though, and again, it's about scoring, finding ways to score and putting a score on a card when he's scratchy, when it's
Yeah.
all over the place, when he's hitting it sideways. He can still do that. And now he carries himself. He has a completely different game than Tiger. He carries himself completely differently. He is, when he's going, it's a little more dull. It's a little more Novocaine, and he just puts the field to sleep. Where Tiger, there was an intimidating presence just when he walked on the driving range. In a way we
yeah.
haven't seen. Jack had it. Arnie had it.
I think I was thinking more
I don't know
recently.
that people are like intimidated by Scotty because he's
Yeah.
so affable.
Yeah.
But at the same point, there's a moment at which they see him start to go on the run, and they become creatures of resignation. Like, oh boy,
Yeah.
here we go.
I think I was thinking more recently of these figures that, we have tried to elevate but haven't quite gotten there. Now, a really great example is Jordan Spieth, who had lightning in a bottle.
Jordan had lightning in a bottle, and then
for one season, and then
now
it seemed as though one major
Yep.
destroyed his career.
Yep.
What's the 15 Masters?
Yeah.
The
the 12th hole.
complete implosion.
Yep.
And Rory in a certain way,
Yeah.
and it was more of a sustained success, but then he had that lull forever. And so I feel like with Scotty Scheffler, I know I hear golf heads everywhere talking about this guy, but like as a general sports fan, I'm not quite ready to get on yet because I'm like, I've seen this story.
It'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see
I
when
don't
we
know.
get to the U.S. Open out at Oakmont, which is certainly a course that fits right into his game. We'll
Yeah.
talk more about that in the coming weeks, but interesting there. I did mention the LPGA has hired a new commissioner, and certainly someone with a lot of experience in the game of golf. Craig Kessler, who had been serving as the chief operating officer of the PGA of America. He was one of the 2 finalists. They will hire him. He will come over July 15th, but he went on with golf.com, talked about his 4 pillars, building blocks around taking the LPGA Tour to the next level. The first is trust with the players. That was a big issue. The outgoing commissioner had lost it with a lot of the players. But 2 is visibility. And this is excellent. It's ahead of anything financial. It's ahead of – he's got to make these players stars again because they were on that upward trajectory when the PGA Tour and the LIV were splitting. And the LPGA Tour had stars. You felt like you understood them. You were getting some access. You were getting to know them. And that went away the last couple of years. If he can bring that back and turn them into household names that will allow fans to root for them the way that fans root for the F1 drivers and NASCAR drivers and those sorts of things, then the financial piece of it will follow. So we will get more into that as he starts to come in, does some more interviews, and we find out more about that. But a much-needed move by the LPGA, and we'll see where he starts to go and take things in a different direction for them. We'll come back. The business of golf, we will talk to our good friend Dominic Marconi, the executive director, been there 13 years now at the office there for the Oregon chapter of the PGA of America. What's on his agenda? Some of the bigger events coming up this summer for their club pros, ways to get involved as sponsors, to get on Pro-Am teams, those sorts of things. And the PGA Hope program, working with veterans through golf, helping them make the transition back into civilian life. All that as we make the turn here. It's Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
8:33 here this morning, Golf in the Northwest. Business of golf here, and time to welcome in our good friend Dominic Marconi, the executive director for the Oregon chapter of the Pacific Northwest PGA region. And 13 years now you've been there after posts at Pumpkin Ridge and the golf club at Newcastle. Good morning, Dominic. How are things?
Yeah, good morning. Things are great. Yeah, it's hard to imagine I've been doing this now for as long as I have. But I've been doing it, and I love it. It's super rewarding for me. And the best part about the whole thing is I now get to know kind of all of our golf professionals all over the Oregon chapter, and that's pretty special for me.
Well, yeah, and this is a busy time of year. Fortunately, the weather has been more cooperative this spring than it has the last several with tournaments and making that a lot easier. But this is really a busy time of the year with a lot of tournaments going on all over the place, both at the chapter level as well as the region level. And lots of opportunities for amateurs to be involved. I think sometimes they think these things are kind of insider just for the club pros. And while it's important for them to have the tournaments, there are opportunities for amateurs to get involved, as well as companies and sponsorships opportunities for those that aren't familiar. They know that they play in tournaments, but they don't understand kind of how it works. What is the whole setup, and where are there opportunities for amateurs to possibly get involved?
Yeah, so we kick off our playing opportunities. We begin in March, and we run all the way through October with a lot of our pro-ams and our championships. But our pro-am opportunities are playing opportunities for our professionals to really hone in their games for our chapter majors, as well as our section championships. So if amateurs are interested in playing, they certainly can reach out to me. All of my contact information is on our website at orpga.com. But if they're interested and if they either want to play by themselves or they've got a group, they reach out to me, and then I get them in contact with professionals who are looking to play, who either are short a player or are looking for a full team. And we do this all season long through October. Both regular division and our senior division, and amateurs on the senior division need to be 49ers, which are people who are 49 but turn 50 in the year of the current year they're playing in.
Yep.
So those are opportunities for amateurs to participate.
And they do need to have a handicap index, an official handicap index, and 18 or lower.
Correct. And we play golf courses all over our chapter, which is a pretty massive geographic area. But we go from Longview, Kelso, all the way down to the California border in Medford, over to Central Oregon, and we will run approximately 65 golf events, pro-ams, championships, winter series events in that time frame.
Oh yeah, that's why you're hard to catch up with. You're on the road a lot. People, it's like, where's Dominic?
Yeah, well, just look on social media. You'll know exactly where I'm at. But, and that's the most rewarding part. Is my office is usually the beautiful golf course that I'm at that day.
And nothing beats that. And now one of the bigger events is coming up here very, very shortly. The Callaway Invitational will be out at Arrowhead out there in the Molalla area, June 2nd and 3rd. And that's an opportunity for spectators to come out as well.
Yeah, so this is a great chance for, people who are looking at some of our club professionals, because we've got a lot of really good ones and a lot of really good amateur players that play in this event. But this is the first year in, I want to say, all of my time that this event has been full. We have 160 professionals and amateurs competing all together in a 36-hole championship on June 2nd and 3rd. First day, we do have a kind of a fun one-day best ball component with a pro and an am that they're playing with, and then we repair by score with our leaders going off last approximately 2:30 on Tuesday, June 3rd. So this is an exciting event. We've been doing this one a long time, and super exciting that this year we got a full field. Our first place professional will win $4,000 in this event. And always a treat when we get to go out to Arrowhead to do this championship. The Fisher family out there, the support of them, this event really wouldn't take place without them, and the support of Callaway and Dutch Brothers this year that's participating.
And
so we're super excited for that. And we're just about ready to roll out our pairings for our professionals and amateurs in that field for the tee-off times on Monday, the 2nd.
There you go. And when he says there's a lot of great players in the area, he means that we had 2 from the region, I think 2, Jeff Gove and our good buddy Burke Nelson, make the cut at the Senior PGA Championship. They're playing this morning out there at Congressional Golf Club in Bethesda, Maryland. How important is it for regions and chapters to have their club pros make the PGA Championship and the Senior PGA Championship? And is there any sort of tangible rewards that come back to the local chapters from their participation?
Well, this and again, we talk about our playing event starting in March. The reason why we do this is to really get our professionals, their games in competitive shape as they progress through the season. And then in September, we have our local qualifiers for our section that our professionals either earn an exemption into the championship or they're into the like the National Club Pro Championship, which next year will be at Bandon Dunes in 2026. And then we have our qualifiers that go into that event. And then if they finish in the top 20, they earn their opportunity to play in the PGA Championship that next year. So it's super exciting for these individuals. That's why we do these events, so that they can continually keep their game in shape to make it to these bigger events. Because if they play well in those bigger events, guess what? They get to compete in the national championship. So that's what's super special for all of these individuals, seniors and regulars. But when this championship, this national qualifier next year comes to Bandon, there's a lot of our professionals that want to play in that event. And the only way they do it is they have to be a PGA member, and they have to make it through the local qualifier first before they get into the national one. So we are looking forward to that. We have a lot of individuals that are, really, really looking forward to that opportunity. That opportunity starts for them in September.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And I think we're going to hear from Burke next week about his experience. We're looking forward to that. The other thing, obviously, it's Memorial Day weekend. We talked with Mitch Lowe a couple of weeks ago about the PGA Hope initiative, working with active military and veterans, using golf as a mechanism to help them return to civilian life. And there's a big fundraising golf tournament for the PGA Hope coming up, and ways for people to get involved in that.
Yeah, so this one's really being led, in our player development committees, and Christopher Woods, who heads our education committee, is super passionate about it. We are working with Jeff Bojanowski, who's our section ambassador for PGA Hope. And so while we've been trying to do this over the last year, this year, we just found that the time is now and we need to commit to it. And so we are looking to do this PGA Hope fundraising golf tournament in 2026. We have not yet solidified a golf course, but we are looking in May of 2026. And we're super excited about this because this fundraising golf tournament really helps prepare our golf professionals, because we've got to get them trained to do this properly. And then we want to be able to host all of these clinics free of charge to all of the veterans that need it and that sign up for it, because we recognize the importance to put our PGA professionals in these positions to help. And we understand the value that it creates to the veterans. And we're excited about this. And finally, we just said we have to do it. And so we will launch it 2026. I hope a little bit later down the road, we can commit to that date. And then through your channels, we can help promote this and get this out. But as you know, it's a monumental task to get this going. And we are going to be looking for sponsors to help us get this off the ground.
And you can go to the website as well for the chapter. That is orpga.com. And you can find contact information for Dominic. Always a pleasure to talk to you. We can't thank you enough for helping with us and this show and all of the club professionals, PGA pros that join us each and every year and season. So much fun. We will let you get back to planning the next event, and hopefully we'll run into you here very shortly.
I look forward to it. Jason, thanks. Appreciate it.
There you go. Dominic Marconi, Executive Director of the Oregon chapter for the Pacific Northwest PGA of America. When we come back, going to talk to Joshua Jacobs, CEO of College Golf Experience, running camps for prospective college golfers all over the country. They are coming to Pumpkin Ridge on June 20th, and we'll find out about what's going to happen here locally, but also about college golfers and the recruiting process and everything that's gone on just in the last 10 years from the time he was at Emory University as a golfer to what's going on now. We wrap it up. Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Confusion and stress around it, misinformation out there. And so, yeah, it's just a different landscape, and that's why, you know, Golf Coaches Association of America kind of asked me to start this initiative for them around kind of camps with college coaches that provides education on college golf, the recruiting process. It gives access to college coaches for players and parents, which they don't have. It really gives them the ability to get that information from the source and help them guide their player towards their dream of playing college golf.
And then, specifically, there's a camp coming up out at Pumpkin Ridge, June 20th here for Oregon and Washington. You've got University of Washington, Oregon State, University of Oregon coaches coming, as well as a couple of smaller universities in their area, Willamette and Seattle. And as you started to develop the camps, what were the key elements that you wanted to make sure you included in addition to the college coaches?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned the camp coming up at Pumpkin Ridge. We surveyed about 10,000 competitive junior golfing families and found that a significant number of them wanted to stay in state and stay towards home and play, you know, collegiate golf. And so what we began working on are these opportunities, these experiences for specific states to be able to showcase all the different levels in those states. So when you talk about, yes, absolutely, we have Washington and Oregon State there, but Willamette is a very high-powered D3 program. Seattle also has a great men's and women's program as well. So players and parents will really get an understanding of what is it like to play D1? What's it like to play D3? And given the landscape right now with the NCAA and where, you know, less roster spots at the Division I level, I mean, D3 is going to become much more prevalent here in the future. And so it's a great opportunity for players and parents to be able to get out there and really get the information that they need.
Joshua Jacobs is our guest, founder, CEO of the College Golf Experience. We mentioned the camp coming out to Pumpkin Ridge here in a month. I'm just curious, from the time that you started and founded this endeavor to now, college sports overall has changed drastically with NIL. We're waiting for the House settlement to determine schools now at the D1 level can pay players directly. But with golf, you add in the amateur status factor of it that you don't have necessarily with other sports. It doesn't mean anything to be amateur or professional for most other sports at this point. How are you guiding players, what they need to know in terms of playing in things like the U.S. Amateurs and the U.S. Opens, those sorts of things, Walker Cups, Curtis Cup teams that they have to watch out for while still seeing about NIL and some sponsorship opportunities?
Yeah, I think, these camps are designed to provide access and gain education around those topics that we talked about before. I mean, you're talking about, which is certainly important, the highest of high level of junior golf and amateur golf, which not everyone is there, right? I mean, I would say, 98% of players who want to go play college golf, they're not at the Curtis Cup. They're not at the Walker Cup level. And so I think what is most keen about the experience that we provide is that you're going to get your questions answered, and you can ask those questions about NIL, about, hey, what tournaments should I be playing in? Here's where I am right now. Here's my ranking. Here's my this is how old I am. This is where I am in my competitive golf process. So what tournaments and how can you help guide me? And the college coaches are the ones that have that expertise because they've been through. I mean, you look at the coaches at this camp. I mean, you're talking about 50 years of experience. So you're going to be able to get those answers that you kind of need to help, guide that player or have that parent guide the player. That to me was the biggest light bulb moment right before we started this. Is we spoke to players ranked in the top 10 of their class, families ranked in the top 10 of their class. We also spoke to families ranked in the thousands, and they all kind of didn't know about the recruiting process. What's college golf like? how do I, what's next for me? And the only way to do it, and some people do it, which is great, is you hire a recruiter, but that's really expensive. That's $5,000 to $25,000 a year, and you still don't get in front of the coaches and hear it from the horse's mouth. And so I believe that these experiences give those families the opportunity to learn about NIL, to learn about the highest level, but also plot their way for them to improve their game and give them game improvement techniques and opportunities at these camps that they're not going to get. I mean, getting a chance to spend a day or two with college coaches, doing the drills that they do with their teams, getting some instruction, getting that on-course experience with them, on-course management and strategy, that you can't do anywhere else, even in an official visit if you're a recruit.
And so the one, and you have these all, there's a schedule of events, but June 20th is when you will be at Pumpkin Ridge. What else should players and parents be prepared for, and where can they go get all the details and information?
All the details are at collegegolfandtheletterx.com. You'll see that camp. You'll see a lot of other camps. But most importantly, if you want to call us, we are often asked by parents, hey, this is where my player is. What camps do you suggest for him or her or them? But at these camps, you're going to get education seminars on college golf, on the recruiting process, on course management and strategy. You're going to go through a college golf practice session and be drilled and be put through challenges that these coaches do with their players. You're going to get one-on-one time with them and get the chance to sit down with them at meals, which there's 3 meals in every camp. And then you're going to get to be on the course with them and get to play with them and walk the fairways with them and talk and get your questions answered and get that course management and strategy. And I know I just said that, but that really is a very unique part of this camp, because college coaches say that all these players can hit the ball a mile, but the majority of junior golfers don't understand how to play a golf course. All of them have swing coaches. Some have mental and fitness coaches, but they don't get a ton of instruction on the golf course. And that's what college coaches do day in and day out, especially at tournaments. So to be able to walk the fairways and get experience that you will be able to carry with you through your tournament career, that it's not just going to help you during that camp. You're going to learn course management and strategy that's going to help your tournament scores, that's going to up your rankings. And that, to me, is a real driving value of these camps.
There it is, Joshua Jacobs, CEO of College Golf Experience. Again, it's collegegolfx.com. And that you can go down to the upcoming camps, the one out here at Pumpkin Ridge on June the 20th. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes here for us this morning, and hopefully we'll direct a few more juniors. I know Oregon's been a hotbed of junior golfers here over the years, and so getting them this information and this opportunity will be highly valuable for many of them.
Yeah, Oregon women especially have had a tremendous run in the last couple of years. They were in the Final Four this year at match play, and obviously the men won a national championship a few years ago. Washington, Alan Murray had a fantastic year 2 years ago, kind of rebuilding this year. And then the women they got a new coach coming in, so Mary Lou's retiring. All the best to her after her illustrious career there. So. It's a special time to play in Oregon or Washington, and so we hope that players and parents will come out and see the opportunity and the value for these camps and to get to learn from these really experienced coaches.
And well, it's great work that you're doing. Best of luck. We hope to fill it up for you. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes here for us this morning, Joshua Jacobs, CEO and founder of the College Golf Experience.
Thanks, Jason. Have a great holiday weekend, man.
You too. There you go. That'll wrap it up for us here on this holiday Saturday. Sinner and Saint is coming up next. Thanks once again to Joshua Jacobs for joining us, as well as Dominic Marconi. We'll talk to you next week. We'll hear from Burke Nelson all about his experience at the Senior PGA Championship. Hope you've got plenty of golf here. The weather could not be better for this time of the year. For Will Darkins, I'm Jason. Hit 'em straight.
If you've got a young golfer in the family, you're more suck your finger and stick it in the wind and see where it's going.
Exactly.
Squishy. A hair, half a ball, one ball short. Did they find my ball?
You know how easy I am.
Yeah, I know.
PJ's in Europe.
Time is ticking away. Don't let another minute pass. Plan your retirement now with Trajan Wealth for the future you deserve. Call Trajan today at TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
McMenamin's Grand Lodge Brewfest on May 31st is more like a superfest than a brewfest, featuring more than 40 taps of beer and cider from McMenamin's and guests, plus wineries, McMenamin spirits and craft cocktails, fermented shrubs, and mocktails, all on the front lawn with live music and lawn games. Bring your lawn chairs and blankets, and even your well-behaved leash pups are invited. The Grand Lodge Brewfest in Forest Grove, Saturday, May 31st. Tickets just $33 in advance and include 10 tasting tokens. Tickets at McMenamins.com.
The coolest summer